Hello and welcome to another episode of Wednesdays with WV. This is episode number 49. The guest on this episode is one who's multifaceted, multi-talented, and I'm sure that you'll all be delighted that I've got him on this show. It's a fellow left-hander from Tamil Nadu who thrilled the cricket fans with his deeds on the field while he was at the crease, and now he's entertaining the fans behind the mic. Of course, you'd have guessed by now it's Sadagopan Ramesh, and it's my pleasure to present to you Sadagopan Ramesh. Hello, Ramesh. How are you? Nice to have you on the show. Welcome to the show.
Thank you, Raman. Thanks a lot for the invite. It's always a pleasure to talk to you.
How was your junior cricketing journey? Was it success oriented, or you're looking to succeed or to enjoy the game?
Junior cricket is which one? You are talking about my junior days, right?
Your junior cricket, yeah, your junior cricket days.
I think it was always a fun because the first time I still remember it's so vivid in my memory when I walked into the Chepauk cricket ground. We used to practice in the Chepauk B ground for the school teams and all that stuff. So I always try to take a sneak peek into the ground because the gates are locked and all that stuff. Somehow we try to peep in and all that stuff, have a look at the Chepauk cricket ground. But I did play one school match there, and that was the first time I stepped into the ground. I never thought I'm going to probably come back and play a lot more matches in the ground. So junior cricketing days is all about. We never dreamt of playing for the country or playing for the state. It's just purely fun. It's like a gully cricket and all that stuff. But we enjoyed the days. It was absolute fun. I think the generation, of course, you played or I played. We always used to think of. It used to be a great get together with friends and all that stuff. Enjoy the sport, get out. Never thought about how it's going to reward us in the future and all that stuff. It was absolutely fun.
Your elder brothers were good cricketers themselves. So, how was the home test matches? Competitive or friendly, or what is it?
Uh, my first brother Satish has always been an inspiration for us, and because he was the first one to start the game. I still remember when I was a school kid, I used to go and watch his league matches, first division matches, and all that stuff, which probably prompted me to take up cricket and all that stuff. But we did have some healthy competition in the house and all that stuff, especially me and Mahesh. I still remember one of the mornings that he wanted my bat to go and play in his match, but I wanted my bat to play in my match and all that stuff. So we had a kind of fight in the morning and all that stuff. So he left saying that, oh, you are playing for Chem Plus, I'm playing for a bank. That's why you're trying to show off and all that stuff. You're a corporate guy, I'm just a bank guy and all that stuff. This whole thing started and we just left for our own respective games and all that. We came back and he was so furious with me. So he refused to talk to me. So he was talking to my elder brother Satish, kind of hinting me that he got some 80 odd runs that day without my bat. So he was trying to boast about himself that Satish, he refused to give me the bat, but still I got 80 runs. Just tell him that I don't need a good bat. I can bat with any bat. So I got the 80 runs and all that stuff. So I was quietly eating my chapatis and all that stuff, rotis, and suddenly Satish, after 5 minutes, he said, "Hey, please keep quiet. He got 100, he got 120 or something. Don't." What? You got 100? So this is the way we used to have a very healthy competition, all that. But I learned a lot from my brothers because I was looking up to them in a lot of ways because Satish, both of them are absolute brilliant all rounders. So it gave me a good perspective about the bowling, about the batting, entire thing.
When you are much younger, were they protective or were they bullies?
They were never bullies because I had bullies all around in my cricketing teams. I don't need bullies in my house also. So they were never bullies. In fact, we started playing together in tennis ball cricket. Lot of chucking. I still remember when the summer came in, the school holidays, we used to chip in, we used to participate in all the tennis ball cricketing tournaments. One happens in Anna Nagar, one will happen in Ashok Nagar, one will happen in Tambaram. And so we used to start the evening, 6 o'clock in one location, jump to another location at 8 o'clock, 12 o'clock, 3 o'clock, or whatever. I used to come back home only at 5 o'clock in the morning. So gully cricket probably united us. It was absolute fun. But they were never bullies, but they were guiding me whenever I was off track or whatever, and especially Satish. taught us a lot about how to apply yourself, handle the pressure and all that stuff. But the overall point is what I learned from my brothers is enjoy cricket. Never put yourself under any kind of pressure, thinking of where it's going to take you and all that stuff. In fact, I thought at one point of it, it's just a phase in my life. I never thought it's going to be probably a constant connect. I thought I'm just crossing a bridge over. I never thought that's a sea I'm getting into. That's a long journey for me.
According to me, your indifference was your best quality. I think that's what made you succeed as much as you did. But others might have seen it as don't care attitude. Did it sometimes irritate you, annoy you?
I think we had the same pinch, Ram. Because a lot of people, when I started my batting, in fact, I never had the opportunity to look at you at your best. Actually, I actually started looking at you when we played the league cricket association, all that stuff. And even before that, no, under 16 days, no, so some of the cricketers would come and walk to me and tell me that you bat like Ram. Uh, but I always used to think because I never had the opportunity to look at you coming to the ground and all that stuff. But later on, when I started looking at you, we always had the same pitch because when we get going, it looks absolutely brilliant and all that stuff. But when we get out, no, that's a very careless shot. No, all that we used to take it in. But that's the way I thought it's nothing. I tried to be that way, looking casual or whatever it is. That's the way I've been made of. I think, as you said, probably being that casual helped me also to handle the pressure much more, in a casual way rather than putting myself pressure on this. I think when I got selected for the country, also I still remember we were practicing in Kempla's cricketing ground. I got a call from my dad saying that I got selected for the Indian cricket team. I was padded up to go in and bat for the next 10 minutes or 15 minutes. And so I got the call. I took the call. I just went in and batted for about 20 minutes and came out and told Abdul Jabbar, was the coach then. I told him very casually, sir, I got selected. What? When did you know about this? So there 20 minutes before my dad called me. Boss, you're supposed to come and tell me you batted for 20 minutes without telling any of us, as if nothing happened. But maybe I was too casual about everything. Even my failures or even my success, I was very casual about it. And probably that's a good thing, that's a bad thing.
Now you've seen everything. You've tried different things. Let's have an honest answer. What was your real passion? Cricket, movies, or songs?
Music, obviously, I think I will differentiate this into two categories. Passion is music. Passion to do something, probably sports. I would probably listen to music and play sports. So it's so different passions. But probably if you ask me to go back about 20 years and if I would have chosen cricket or any other sport, probably not. I would have gone for an individual sport like something like badminton. I'm a big badminton fan. So I even now know I play with my badminton buddies in the club and all that stuff. So probably I always believe why didn't I take up an individual sport? Because it's 1-1 always. No, it's easy to go. Either you take the win or the defeat yourself, rather than you're depending on so many factors in a team sport. So I thought probably if I can go back 20 years back, I would have picked badminton as my sport, not cricket.
You got up to a great start in first class cricket and then went through the second season stutter like everybody else. There was an occasion then a lot of people felt, you were too casual once again, but you made a strong comeback after the setbacks.
Uh, yes, I still remember 95. I made my debut for the Ranji Trophy. It was a fabulous season. And 96 again, I went through a phase and all that stuff. In fact, I don't want to give you the names, and there were talks about dropping me from the Ranji Trophy team and all that stuff. But I got 100 in South Zone, the Rim Trophy, and then came back very strongly into the team. I think sometimes it's see, when you succeed, people are not talking about you being casual. When you fail, no, they automatically say that you're very casual about it and all that stuff. I got the run same way. I failed the same way. So there is no difference between that. As I tell you, but these failures are, I think, is very important, very critical for us to know, to understand how we can make a comeback, and because you cannot have success all the time. You know that Ram better than anybody. Cricket is a great leveler. It teaches, especially for a batsman. Sometimes it's so frustrating because In about entire 5 matches, you would have batted about 5 to 10 balls. You're in such a bad patch. You will get out in the first ball, the second ball, you struggle so much, but you have to come back and field for the next 2 days, 3 days. You're not a bowler has a better chance. For him, the same match, even if he's bowling badly, he still gets to bowl about 15, 20 overs. But batsman, he gets out about 1 or 2 balls. Has to, unfortunately, come out and everybody goes in and builds some runs and all that 50, hundreds and all that stuff. You'll be wondering what's happening, man. I'm watching everybody else bat. I have to go and feel for others bowling. So we go through the thing, especially as a batsman. I feel it's very important for you to be mentally strong to come back and do it. I think many games I've cursed myself because I used to get out in a pata wicket. I see Sriram or Sharad go in and whack runs like 100, 150 and all that stuff. I'll be watching their batting for about 2 days. Again, go and feel for 2 days. But that's the way I think cricket is a great level. You know, when you are up, you go down, then again you have to come up. That's the way it is.
You get picked for India, you had to face the likes of Wasim Akram, Wakar Younis, even for your even temperament. What are the thoughts that went through your mind? Just talk us through that.
See, it was obviously it's a dream to play for the country, and my dream was always to meet Sachin Tendulkar in person. Those days, the only way you can meet Sachin is either you get to play against Mumbai, because Sachin has to be available for Mumbai because he's so busy for with the international cricket commitments and all that. You never get to see him play for Mumbai. So that option is ruled out. We did play some of the games against Mumbai, but Sachin never played. Other thing is you have to share the dressing room with him, which is the probably extraordinary achievement. You have to get selected for the Indian cricket team. So the first thing, as I told you, I was in the practice, Chem class cricket practice when I got the call and all that stuff. It is a kind of mixed bag because you are so excited to be part of the Indian cricket team, but you also know that you are getting into a kind of zone. It's going to be absolutely big challenges, big pressure you have to handle that. Plus, all this added to that, you are playing against Pakistan. Pakistan adds even more extra pressure for you as a player, as a Indian citizen. So when that series, I still remember they were coming back after a very long time. Pakistan is coming to India after a very long time, and Kargil war was happening around that year and all that stuff. So the entire Indian public wanted us to beat Pakistan so badly and all that. So I still remember when I started for the game from the hotels and all that. The hotels used to have such heavy security in every floor. The police wala with all those big mush and all that stuff used to tell me, Tambi, the Pakistan. That is, I don't know whether it was a request or a command. Yes, yes. And when I entered the dressing room, first thing is, I still remember when I got down from the bus, I was entering into the ground. I saw Wasim Akram at a distance. I said, oh my God. Because when we watch Wasim bowling the television itself, it used to be so much pressure. Now I'm going to bat him. So I was like, oh my God, I don't want to look at that side. And I'm so keen to have my usual seat because it's a sentimental thing for us. Where whenever we walk into the Chepauk dressing room, we will have our own particular seats. So I was wondering whether it's going to be available for me or not. I was so lucky it was available. So I put my bag down and all that stuff, went in and did warm ups and all that. Came back, then only I realized my right side is Sachin, left side is Azharuddin. I didn't know how to react. So for the next 3 days, I was like a horse with a bridle. I didn't see the right side. I didn't see the left side. No. After 3 days, Sachin patted my back. He said, boss, you're the host. You're supposed to talk to me, take good care of me. You're not even looking at my side. I said, Paji, I don't know what to do. You are this side, Azhar is this side. But that's a great experience for me. Honestly, I didn't believe Rama that I'm going to play like this against Pakistan because I was just open minded. I didn't take too much pressure into myself and all that stuff. I was telling Lakshman when we walked in, it was like last 7 or 8 hours left for the day. And I told Lakshman they're going to come in with all they've got. Plus, it's 8 hours only. So they're going to come in with all they've got. And I told Lakshman, in fact, the first 2 hours, Akram will test me with the short balls. Because that's why they try to intimidate you. Any newcomer coming into the team, they try to test you ability against the short balls and all that stuff. I mean, God's grace, I batted well and all that stuff. I still remember when I made 33 not out in the first day, it was a standing ovation and all that stuff. So that day made me believe, okay, I'm here because I belong here. And after that, Azharuddin, Sachin, and all gave me a lot of motivational talks and all that stuff. It helped me to add a few more performance in the series. But I think once I was able to bat Wasim, especially Wasim Akram, that gave me a lot of confidence in my cricketing ability, actually.
Yes, God's grace is required for everybody to succeed in life, but let's not forget about your talent and what you did. You are the second quickest to get to 1,000 runs in Test cricket as an opener after Sunil. And obviously, a lot more was expected to happen in your career. What went wrong? What happened? Did you ever think
I think
about it?
if you see, I had a major injury. One thing is, I struggle with my injuries and all that stuff, so I was not able to go for the long innings. The Sri Lankan tour, the last test match I played, I got a 48 and 55 in both the innings. That was the last test match I played for the country. Uh, where I thought in the series, especially, I didn't convert my 30s and 40s into big scores. I mean, I should have done that probably the 30s and 40s, maybe good for a week. But when you look back in your career and all that stuff, you know that it's not a milestone that people are going to remember or you're going to be proud about it. So I think the 30s and 40s, even if one of those 30s and 40s had been converted into a century, that gives you another long rope for a couple of series and all that stuff. That's where the way I started, I was converting the 50s and 70s into hundreds. But later on, I didn't get the 30s or 40s into big ones. That's the mistake I made. But I will not take the entire blame also, but probably I should have been given a little more chances, although that's what I feel.
Yeah, I was coming to that. You and Shiv Sundar Das made a good combo at the top of the order. You had a lot of partnerships. You did really well as a combination. Do you think both of you should have got extra leeway?
Yeah, we had a good understanding. Even I still remember later on when we started playing together some of the test matches. We never used to call. We just, when he defends the ball, we used to look at each other. We understand it's a run or not. That kind of understanding has already cropped in. Probably because I went out, he was also struggling because sometimes the opening, no, but it works as a tandem, whether in bowling or batting. So maybe he started missing out. As the way we promised in the beginning. Um, I think definitely somewhere because I made a comeback in 2003, 2004 to Australia, Indian tour to Australia. I got some runs in the side games, crucial runs in the side games and all that stuff. But I was never tried in the main test matches. But I was hoping for the next test series when they went to Pakistan. After that series, India went to Pakistan. In between, I got some runs in the Dulip Trophy and the other trophy and all that stuff. And I've got a good track record against Pakistan. I thought I'm going to be picked. But suddenly comes Yuvraj Singh as the third opener. I got kicked out. So that's the moment probably I thought that put me down but because sometimes when the selections can play a little motivation thing or it can push you out. So I thought Yuvraj Singh as the third opener, and I haven't got any chance in the previous test tour for Australia. So I should have at least been picked, if not been in the 11 for the Pakistan tour. I didn't get picked. So that was kind of very demotivating for me.
I don't like being judgmental. It's better to ask the person straight away. Did you get bored easily or did you get distracted easily? Sometimes it can happen.
Bored in the sense, no, see, I like to have challenges. One of the things probably I did well against Pakistan is I like the challenge because it's anybody, any cricketer, any batter, if you ask them what is the most satisfying thing for them or what is the best thing that would happen to them is they will say that they want to get runs against Wasim Akram or Waqar Yunus. That kind of Pakistan attack, right? So that's a big challenge. But that sometimes it does happen that when you don't see the opponent not very challenged. Sometimes you don't really push yourself for a big one or a 50 or a 100 or whatever it happens sometimes in cricket. I would not say it's a batsman mistake or a bowler's mistake. Sometimes it happens. So I think challenge, any kind of challenge, I really like the challenge because it gives you a kind of motivation for you to go and do well against a particular opponent or against a particular opener, against a particular bowler, or in a tricky wicket or a sticky wicket, you want to get runs. because everybody else is going to fail or something like that. That's the time you want to stand up and probably deliver it to the team and all that stuff. So I think some cricketers do like the challenge, and I'm one of them actually.
Not long after you lost your place in the Indian side, you also decided to move out and play for another state. What is it like playing for other states?
It's very tough, Ram, to be honest, very, very tough. Because I played for Kerala 2 years, and then I played for Assam 1 year. And whatever said and done, it's a kind of scar that you're not being picked by your own state team, and you are actually kind of you have no other choice to go, but still pursue your cricket and look out for the chances and try it with a different state. In fact, for Kerala, I played about 10 matches. I got 600s, but I was not picked for South. That again was another. I said, boss. Then when I asked about it, they said you're a guest player. The funny thing is, so guest player means the centuries don't count or what? Because I've come to play for your team. So when your selectors are going and fighting out for the South Zone, you're supposed to talk about the players who's performing for your state. So again, but then I stopped. I thought of leaving cricket at that point of time, but again thought of trying for Assam 1 year. Then after that, I said because I see no ladder. Nobody is going to give me a ladder to climb up and or give me a hand to say that Ramesh, come up, we want you here and all that stuff. So I thought after that, no, it's no point continuing because uh, leaving your family here, leaving your kids here and all that stuff, you go and fight it out in a different state, but there is absolutely no reward for your efforts of performance. I said enough is enough. So let me at least spend time with my family. That's where I finished it. Actually.
Your foray into movies, was it to have a different kind of experience, or was there any ambition in it at all?
See, I was playing for one of the local teams. The owner of the local team is a producer who happened to be a producer of Santosh Subramanian. That's the movie's name, actually. So he called me one fine evening and said that the director wants you to play a cameo role as the hero's brother because you have a resemblance of Jayam Ravi. That's what people tell me. I don't know. So can you do it? And that time I had a knee surgery. I had a knee surgery. I was out for cricket for about 6 months. So I said, instead of sitting like a couch potato, at least let me go and do something. And but honestly, the shooting actually you don't enjoy the shooting if you're a sports person because in sports, I feel no individual is bigger than the sports. Even if Sachin Tendulkar comes late for a game, the game starts 9:30. The game starts 4:30. You wind up. But in movie, it's not like that. The movie is individual is bigger than the system. If the hero or the main the big superstar comes late, no, everything gets postponed. There is no systematic timing. So you need a lot of patience. You need a lot of patience because I also agree to the challenge of making a movie because there are about 150, 200 people getting involved in various responsibilities. You cannot run the entire thing on a timetable. But if you're used to a system where it's 9:30, 4:30, or you know that the next week you're going to play this match at this venue, or next year your calendar is just like, but suddenly you get into the movies, the shooting, you wait for the shot at around 8 o'clock, but the shot actually happens at 2 o'clock. You need a lot of patience to go through that. But when you see yourself in the screen, it's funny. But you need to basically, I feel, if you want to become a movie star or you want to become an actor, you should have a lot of patience for shooting. That's the key. And as you know, I don't have that kind of patience.
I read somewhere that you chose a movie schedule over an IPL offer. Is it true at all?
Sorry, come again?
I read somewhere that you chose a role in a movie over an IPL offer. Is it true?
Or an IPL?
Offer.
No, that's not true.
Okay. There are many things that people do.
I am not that insane, Ram.
Would it be fair to say that you kept track more about happenings in the movie industry than in cricket after your retirement?
Uh, See, but the thing is, I used to get a lot of offers. I still get a lot of offers, and in fact, as a doctor, as a police, and all that stuff. In one of the movie, they said Malayalam and all. Malayalam, they offered me as a doctor. I said, boss, I can't even talk Malayalam. No, 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 sir. He'll do dubbing and all that stuff. You have the doctor's look. One guy is saying police look and all that stuff. But I refuse a lot. I said, because ultimately, unless uh, I do consider only with people I know, somebody who's very close and all that. I have got that acquaintance and all that stuff. But I feel cricket is the major problem with especially cricket. For me, you asked me a question whether I'm extremely passionate about cricket is. I'm very passionate about batting. I'm very passionate about cricket if I'm part of it. Otherwise, I'm not a cricket guy at all. I don't watch cricket. I'm not even asking my son to go into cricket and all that stuff. So I let him choose what he wants to be. If someone, even if you talked about the IPL, if I had to get into the IPL commentary and all that stuff, I normally call one of my co-commentators and ask him to give me an update, who are the players, what is the team, and all that stuff. So prepare myself for the 2-3 days before getting to the IPL commentary. But movies, kind of, nobody is expecting me to deliver. The only difference is cricket is people, when I get into a commentary or when I get into a match as a batter, people expect me to perform because I've set that kind of standard. But in movies, nobody there. If I do little, even average or surprise, sir, what acting, sir? I know that guy is Chumma is saying all that stuff. But because they don't expect me to act at all. So it becomes easy for me. So movie is no pressure for me at all. But cricket is always there is a pressure.
If at all you can rewind your life, what will you do differently?
I will not play cricket. As I told you, probably I will choose some individual sport like badminton, or maybe I don't know, maybe movies. I would have tried movies. Movies. One good thing is in cricket, no, you don't get a second chance. If you make a mistake, you nick the ball and the slip gets it, you're out, you're gone. But movie, even if you Sadagopan, you don't do the shot properly well. They wait for your shot. Okay, next one, next one, next one. So there is a time. Uh, Definitely not cricket. I would have done something different. Definitely.
Whoever said only our batting styles is similar, our thinking in a lot of things is also similar.
I suppose you also don't watch cricket, right?
the,
But
the
Ram,
thing I really admire about you
no,
now,
but the difference I tell you, your coach teams, so you're supposed to be involved with cricket more than me, right?
no, I do keep track of it, but I don't, make it a point to keep track of everything that goes on around the world.
Okay.
The one thing that I really like about you, I've seen you after quitting the game, is there's absolutely no bitterness in you. How easy or how difficult it is to be contented.
Uh, See, I always believe in one thing. I was blessed, but there are many, many good cricketers who never got a chance to play for the country. In Tamil Nadu itself, there are wonderful cricketers, fantastic cricketers. So it's just that I was lucky enough to that door was open to me. Imagine I played for the country because I was open. If I had been a middle order batsman, imagine I would have never stood a chance to break that middle order that time. But the doors are open for the openers, and I was lucky enough that I had the chance. I did well and all that stuff, so I got into the Indian cricket team. But there were many many good cricketers apart from me who never got the chance to play for the country. I always believe the life should be looked at in a kind of we should have the perception. All of us doing one mistake is that if I'm going in a car, I'm looking at a better car and say that he's got a better car than me. But if you look at the left side, somebody is going in a bike. That bike person looks to his left side. Somebody is going in a cycle. That cycle guy looks to his left side. Somebody is walking, and that guy is looking to the left side. Somebody must be not able to walk is an handicap. So everything we have got better things than most of the others. So that way I used to tell my wife also that I'm so blessed. At least I've come this far because I'm looking back at people who are not even able to get here. I'm not looking at people who are ahead of me. So that way, I know I don't have any bitterness in my life. I'm absolutely happy with my life.
Fantastic thoughts coming from you, Ramesh. I really enjoyed listening to that. You are entertaining your fans as it is now, even while you're educating them as a commentator. How much do you enjoy doing that? Obviously, you must be enjoying quite a lot.
I hope they are also enjoying.
Of course, they are.
I think it's sometimes we like to discuss cricket, and we like to give our own perspective. What could be done, what could have been done, and all that stuff. So that gives that opportunity is given in a commentary role. I think we are able to talk about the game. We are able to discuss the strategies at length and all that stuff. And I feel when you're a commentator, everybody is a captain. So a lot of cricketers would have dreamt to be a captain in Indian team or whatever. Everybody has that, had that ambition. So as a commentator, I'm purely my captain of my strategy. So I'm going to tell you what I think we could have done this and all that stuff. And when it clicks, no, you're absolutely happy about it. And also when you one thing is when I learned more about the game during commentary than play, because the observation, you're observing the game much more than when we are playing. Because when you're playing, you're distracted more other things and all that stuff. But in commentary, you're supposed to be watching only the game because you need to talk about the points and where it went wrong. Every moment is so critical. In T20 game, it's such a fast game. You're not supposed to miss even a couple of balls. So I think commentary helped me observe and understand the game much better than as a player.
Are you a fan of modern day cricket, the T20 or the baseball for that matter? How much of a fan are you?
I'm a fan, obviously. I'm a typical common man when it comes to cricket. No, if you ask me whether I would like to watch someone who's hitting sixes and boundaries rather than defending the ball, I would go for the first one because it excites you. I think yes, especially the T20 cricket has changed the face of the game, and now you are expecting more and more and all that stuff. But as a commentator itself, it's very entertaining to do commentary for a exciting bat, like boundaries and sixes or something, catches, wickets, and all that stuff, rather than dot balls, dot balls, dot balls. How many times you can keep saying it's a dot ball, dot ball, dot ball? You can't. There is nothing to talk about the dot ball. So I think I'm a big fan. I'm a big fan of the modern day cricket, and but still, I would my most favorite cricketers will not be in this era. It will be in the 80s. Like Sir Vivian Richards is my ultimate hero. The kind of swag and daringness he had those days with a helmet, walking in and whacking the ball all around the park is something that is unmatchable. You can't match that kind of aura. But I'm an overall modern day cricket fan. Yes.
World Cup is going to happen in India in a few weeks' time. What do you think of the Indian team's chances? Good, average, or ordinary?
I think it should be good because basically it's our den and we should at least make it to the semis. After semis, it's anybody's game. It's about two games. It's a matter of two games. I think we should not have any problems to get into the semis. And as commentators also, we want India to qualify, right?
You played a World Cup abroad and you played the high pressure series against Pakistan and India. Now, this World Cup being played in India, is it an advantage or does it create added pressure on the players?
uh, it's a two-edged sword, I should say, because see, I tell you, I'll compare this to my test match debut when I walked in at Chepauk. Because the first match was supposed to happen in Delhi. For some political reasons, it was shifted to Chepauk. So I was very happy about it because I've played so many matches. It gives you a kind of sense of security that because you've done so many hundreds here, you can do it. But there is also a disadvantage because there are expectations. I'm a local kid. I'm a local lad. The crowd that walks in has come to see me. I felt like all the entire stadium is looking at me because I'm a local lad. So it's a two-edged sword. I always feel India playing in India is a great thing because the billion population is going to push them and all that stuff. But the expectations also is going to be a rooftop. So it's but I think if you're playing at that level of cricket, it's very important for you to look at it in a very positive way and look at the billion people population trying to cheer you up and all that stuff. So India should be doing well this World Cup definitely.
The karaoke center that you have, what can people come out and do there?
It's basically if you have the passion for music and we normally meet on every Sunday. It's called Swaras. We normally meet on every Sunday morning. The like-minded people getting together and singing duets, solos for the karaoke tracks and all that stuff. It's basically nice to it's like a get together where you meet other group or people whose passion is the same. So it gives you a lot of joy, and we are a absolute fun-filled group. And I try to sing some songs and all that stuff. So as I told you, my passion for music is something I also wanted to extend the passion to other people. And then we thought, why not we start a place and probably get some people in and enjoy the Sunday mornings and all that stuff. Because what I like about the music is it's such a great stress buster. Whenever I went through a lot of pressure in cricket, the constant companion for me to who told me to calm down is music. I'm a big SPB sir fan, so whenever I'm in pressure, I used to put some SPB sir song and sleep off. So when you do something you like the most, especially I've done this during the big matches, if you go to sleep with something you like the most, something you love the most, and then sleep off, your mind is so calm. When you get up in the morning, you're at least prepared for a big day. So that way, I always believe music is something which can be great stress buster, great healer, especially during bad times. That's the best company you can have.
You knew SPB personally. I'm sure you'll be missing him a lot.
Uh, yes, in person, but I'm never missing him in my phone or in my car or whatever because it always, we can go back and listen to his wonderful voice and all that stuff. But yes, because SPB, I'm a big fan of him as a no, he's a singer, great singer, he's a legend and all that stuff. So I'm one among his millions of fans and all that stuff. But when I started knowing him as a person, I used to tell him, sir, now that your singing has taken a backseat because you're a person, I know you're a big fan of you as a person. You're such a great role model, and for somebody such a singing superstar to be so humble and he's so kind-hearted person and all that stuff made me like him, love his songs even 100 times more and all that stuff. I definitely miss him. I definitely miss him, no doubt.
Okay, now before we wind up, give us a couple of lines of your favorite SPB song. You like to sing, you say.
SPV song. तेरे मेरे बीच में कैसा है ये इंटरव्यू WV Ram. With SPB song, I put my own lyrics.
Well done. Anyway, thanks, Ramesh. It was lovely chatting to you and nice of you to agree to come over on this show at such short notice. I won't hold you back because you got a lunch date. Enjoy your lunch.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm going to my in-laws' place, so I hope to have a good time there. Thank you, Ram. Thanks a lot. Thanks for the invite.
I'll catch up with you sometime soon and take care.
Yes,
Regards
yes.
to your family.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thanks.
That was Sadagopan Ramesh in a freewheeling chat as usual on Wednesdays with WV. I'm sure that you have enjoyed the chat. He was full of fun. He was also providing us a lot of insights on life as well. And it's not a surprise that he is the most sought after broadcaster as far as the Tamil fans are concerned. For those of us who are joining in for the first time, like the channel, subscribe to the channel, and press all the buttons that there are to be pressed. And for those who've been with us all through these 49 episodes, continue to do so and keep providing your feedback as always, because it's very important for us to know what it is that you would like us to provide you on this show. And until I catch up with you next time, as I always say, be good and stay safe.